safe. Do you trust me? You should. Take my hand. And together we're going to drift away. And I'll help guide you into Dreamland, into the most tranquil sleep. Before we begin this journey though, I'm going to need to get you ready, get you feeling relaxed and comfortable, okay? So, I'm going to wipe away all the memories from today, because they're just memories now. The day is over, and what's important is this moment right now. So wipe, gently, gently, gently. Right. Give me a hand here. I'm going to need you to let go. Let go. And help a girl out. As I just remove those memories, those thoughts of the day. Now, let's erase the room that you're in. We're going to modify your current state. So hold still. Okay. Very good, very good, very good. The only thing that exists right now, the only thing that is real, is this moment, you and I. So thank you for being here. Right. Focus on my voice, on what's going on here, and the sounds around your head. Good. You can close your eyes if you want to. It's up to you. Now, you can take my hand again. And we're going to walk. We're going to walk on a dimly lit street. It's dusk. It's nightfall, but the sun has only just set. And so there are many colours running across the night sky. some stars peeking out and winking at us, telling us just how good we look tonight. And we bashfully look at the stars and say, "Stop it." Okay. So we walk down the street until we reach the end of the road. Across the road is a park, so we are mindful to look left and right, keeping an eye out for any possible oncoming cars, but there are none. So we proceed and walk over to the other side of the road, and once we reach the pavement, we walk to the gate, the entrance of the park, pushing open the gate, which squeaks slightly. We start along the path, and this park is being hugged tightly. By tall trees, which are thick with green leaves, bushy, you can say. And these trees illumine, casting shadows along the path as the light from the moon and the stars tries to reach through to the ground. But don't worry, it's not scary, it's tranquil. It's such a tranquil space. You and I are safe together because we can feel all the life around us. The trees which are gently sighing in the wind, the gentle wind. The animals getting ready for bed. You could say that we had entered into the woods almost. A big park with trees and lots of green space. And we walk along into the centre of the park, and we find a very nice quiet spot where there are also lots of flowers in bloom on the ground. So we sit down next to the flowers and we take a few moments just to breathe in the scent of the flowers, the smell of nature. And out. But wait, look, what's that over there? search for a rabbit. So we decide to investigate, and we slide into this hole, and as we go deeper and deeper underground, we are faced with many different tunnels. We choose to go down the middle tunnel. But don't worry, we feel perfectly safe because secretly I know where we're going. So as we go through the middle tunnel, the temperature changes. The air becomes heavy and warm, hot almost, you could say. And then we start to listen, and we hear the sounds of the ocean. But how can that be? How can that be? We're under the ground. And as we walk on, we see a bright light at the end of the tunnel. Curious, we reach up, pulling ourselves out from the tunnel, and we come out onto sand, of course. And I tell you that the beach is my favourite place in the world. And there we are, on the most magnificent, stunning, just like you, beach, with white sands. And it's no longer night time. It's mid-afternoon. The sun's feeling a wee bit lazy, so hanging gently in the sky. And we listen. We listen. To the sounds of the ocean, to the birds in the sky. But there's nobody else around. It's just us. Though curiously, a few feet away from us, there's an umbrella, and under the shade, under the umbrella, is a cooler. How curious. You reach out and open the box, and we're both amazed to see two chocolate fudge stouts. They're very cold, which is so wrong but so right for a stout, in my opinion. And you look at me curiously and say, why stout on a warm day? And I say, why not? And so we open the cans and take a drink. And we sit back and a sudden we're sitting on top of comfortable, soft towels. So we don't have sand all over us in places we don't want sand to be. And once we've enjoyed our beer, we get up and locate the tunnel once again. We don't need to look very far. It hasn't moved. And we go back into the tunnel, feeling excited about the next place we're going to find. We go back to the main chamber and we take a right into the right tunnel. This time there's no apprehension. You walk confidently, excitedly. We can feel the temperature changing. One could say it's a wee bit chilly. But you notice a nice thick jacket by the exit of the tunnel. So we put it on. Button it up. But just as we're about to leave, we hear the sound of rain. Pitter, patter, pitter, patter, pitter, patter. Pitter, patter, pitter, patter. And I immediately know where we are. We're in the west coast of Scotland, because it rains all the time there. We exit, and immediately I realise that we're at the banks of Loch Lomond, not too far from the major cities, but Loch Lomond is a beautiful sanctuary for us too. Now the sky is grey, full of water, full of rain. But still beautiful, because without all that rain, the countryside would not be so green and lush. And we look out onto the loch, and it all looks so mysterious. We can see the water shaking as the rain drops into the loch. But the fish underneath the water are undisturbed, none the wiser to the rain. Now I was clever. That umbrella at the beach, well, I'd brought it along with me. So you and I shelter under the umbrella and go for a stroll round the loch, looking at the clouds, the white, grey, thick clouds. notice a picnic basket. Was that always there? You reach out and open it up, and we both peer inside. But the smell of fresh food hits us first, before we have a chance to see what awaits us within the basket. All kinds of food are within the basket, like a tapas, or a pick and mix, but food from all over the world. We have dumplings, or chowds. We have tikka paneer, because I love tikka paneer. We have pepperoni pizza, which I'm kind of meh about, but I'm trying to keep away from the chicken gourmet pizza these days. We have halloumi, which is coated in chili flakes. And lots of little nibbles that you like. It's not just all about me. So we have our feast, and after we are stuffed. We can barely move, but we remember there was a third tunnel, and we have to go and explore that too. So we get up reluctantly and return to the tunnel, making our way down, escaping from the rain, not that we mind it. So we walk along the third tunnel. And as we walk along, we strain our ears, but can't really hear anything at all. Outside the tunnel, all appears very still as we extend our necks out of the tunnel. We realize that we've left the earth. We look up and we are somewhere in space, surrounded by thousands of stars. And we can see the stars that had been flirting with us initially as well. So many stars, and streaks of purple and blue colours across the blackness, weaving in and out of the stars. And we just gaze for a few moments, keeping half our bodies inside the tunnel. We're aware that zero gravity could pose a problem to returning to the tunnel, but we're safe as we look up and just marvel at the sight before us. It's truly spectacular. Amazing. a sudden, out of nowhere, a gust of wind pulls us out of the tunnel. I didn't think there was wind in space. We're being lifted up, carried by some invisible force, and we see the earth, and we're gently taken down into the earth's atmosphere. Don't worry, we don't burn up. We're fine. Protected, enjoying the floating sensation as we make the descent down through the layers of the atmosphere. Passing the clouds, passing birds that look at us funny, passing an aeroplane or two, the people inside who definitely look at us with astonishment. We relax every single muscle in our bodies. Relax, relax, relax. We realize that we are being gently carried down on a cloud, and we feel as light as the cloud. All our worries are gone, vanished. You could almost say we are the cloud. So relaxed, every single fiber of your body. The tension is just gone. Being rocked gently back down, 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 down. And we locate your house. Being carried down, down, down. And somehow, before you know it, you're wrapped up in your warm bed. All snug, cozy, safe. Feeling oh so comforted. And you close your eyes. Breathe deeply. And you fall asleep. Close your eyes now. You can't keep them open any longer. They feel so